Hello there. Today I want to show you guys hopefully the last iteration of my green photon double staff. So I've done videos before on my staff. I'll actually link them in the description below. So I've got the very first lightsaber staff that I ever got was from Ultrasabers, and it was a stunt. So no sound, just light. It was a Phantasm V2. I enjoyed that. It was a nice little intro to, sabering, and it was pretty durable. But I had it in tri-green, and then I kind of discovered not only about the quick release coupler, like so, which Ultrasabers offered, but it wasn't compatible with their V2 lines. So I had to upgrade. I also found out about photon blades and how they react to blue light. So instead of getting the tri-green, I actually did an Arctic blue, which has both a blue diode and a green diode. And I love the way that fills up a photon blade with rich saturated green color. And it's actually brighter than the tri-green that I had. So I upgraded to an Initiate V4 staff with the quick release coupler. Again, link to the description for that one as well. But then eventually I found out about Crimson Dawn, and how their sabers are color changing. They all include sound, and so I ended up getting a shade staff, and I've made some modifications to that since I initially got it as a shade. I'll link another link in the description for that video when I initially reviewed my shade staff, but there's been several things that I've upgraded. First of all, of course, I had to keep the quick release coupler, so I found a way to take some extension. So this piece here underneath this electrical tape is actually a extension from the custom saber shop. I actually used resin epoxy to actually glue this section into this section, and then that's what made the coupler compatible. Otherwise, these are not compatible with the LGT Crimson Dawn style sabers. Then I also upgraded the emitters. I like the shade emitter. I still have my shade emitters for my thick wall blades for dueling. They've got a nice little choke point. Again, I talk about that in the video where I initially reviewed the shade. But for visuals, I actually like this Banshee emitter much better. It just has a lot more going on, and since my blades here are 7/8 inch instead of the 1 inch, initially I had them in the shade. So this section here underneath this foil tape is actually a 1 inch section of the blade. And I actually just did that to adapt this to be able to fit in here. But when I got the Banshee emitters, this stuck out. So I had the bright idea, well, why don't I just cover this in foil tape, and it looks kind of like, Anakin's lightsaber that has that silver section right above the emitter. So I was like, hey, that's perfect. I love the look of that. Then I added just a couple of these. These could be thumb screws, or I actually got these caps from a hardware store, put them on the top of the M4 threading, and then put some foil tape here to give it a little bit more edge. What I'm really proud of, and you may have already noticed, is that I experimented with not etching, but engraving. So if you look at these grip sections, I got a handheld engraver, and I just drew out the pattern. I practiced on a piece of paper first, but then I took permanent marker, and I would draw out these main kind of S sections first, kind of spaced out, and then I drew the lines around it. And of course, permanent marker, while it's permanent, it comes off really easy with rubbing alcohol. So I drew out the pattern. If I didn't like something, I just took a little Q-tip and rubbed it off. I got the pattern to where I liked it. Then I started engraving it, and any little imperfections that the line wasn't quite the perfect curve, and then just kind of kept working on it, and then removed all of the marker. And once I had removed all the marker, I just went back over it and cleaned up some of the lines. And I love that look. One of my wish-listed Ultrasabers that I never ended up getting was their Grand Master, and it has a lot of this kind of engraving look to it. So I'm really, really happy that I was able to figure out how to do this on my own, and just really make these sabers mine. And then I've also upgraded them. So when I initially got the shade staffs, they were in the V4 core, which did not have smooth swing, but I've since upgraded them and I've added these switch sections that are a little bit more smooth. So the other switch sections have kind of a groove around here and here where the screw is, and that made it not very comfortable. So I've made this a lot more comfortable, and of course we have to activate these. And I will eventually do a full review of the Crimson Core, which is what these have in them. There's that beautiful smooth swing. But I'll do a full review of some of the features and fonts on that a little later. But for now, I hope you guys enjoy. And like I said, hopefully this is my last iteration of my staff / dual wield green lightsabers. Thanks for watching.